Yo, 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 yo. We back, we back. Scrambling, y'all. Yeah. United States government losing control of the case over there at Diddy trial. I said before that they need to testify. Not no more. Diddy does not need to take the stand. A couple weeks ago, I mean, when they was going through all that domestic violence testimony. But now I don't even think he needed to testify. His defense team is doing an awesome job breaking down these witnesses, exposing them to be liars and criminals. You're jealous, envious. A jealous person to say anything, man. A jealous person will say anything. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on. Shit. Yo, but let me clarify something real quick about this Tyler Perry situation, because people must know. I don't think people really understand media manipulation and how far and how deep it goes as far as what's being portrayed in imagery and how that plays into people's perception and just plays into people's general way of thinking. I don't think people really understand that, yo. So yesterday, Kenneth, what it is? Yesterday I was talking about Tyler Perry and how his movies are detrimental. Man, I done made the same argument about movies like Boys in the Hood, movies that we all loved and watched. So you're right, people. It's a lane for that. But my issue with Tyler Perry is 90% of his movies are stereotypical. Mix that shit up some, yo. Balance it out. Balance that shit out. Sleep to Canada. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't know what Slim was talking about. Slim tripping. That's why I said. That's why I told him. That's why I told him with his mentality, with the way he thinking, that should end all conflict. If you out that bitch riding for them, what you riding for? If right after that y'all gonna be beefing, that shit dumb as shit. But you know that's his thing. He got rich off exploitation. Yo, have y'all ever looked at any of the skits people be doing, y'all? Like the skits where the man dropped the food off to the child and the woman denies the food. Y'all know what I'm talking about, them dumbass skits? Or the skits where the mother talking to her son and he talking about. Have y'all ever read the comments? Have people ever read the comments to those videos? If you haven't, read them. Same stereotypical ass skits. Read the comments to them. Look at what people are saying. Yo, them videos, them movies are divisive. You know what I mean? They create division, especially the ones where the black man beating up the black. They create division, man. Like, why is like, people don't understand media. People don't understand how strong media is, man. Now, if you can watch them bitches for what they is as a movie, that's cool. But how many people can do that? Yo, most people internalize things that they see. Most people internalize things that they read. Look at Diddy trial. Look at how many women are screaming for the Diddy trial about all victims, and women up that bitch lying. They can't separate the fact. They can't separate their real life from what they're saying on the television or what they're reading in the news. Most people can't do that. So when Tyler Perry is doing movies depicting black men as worthless, basically abusers, you got women like, that's why I don't trust niggas. That's why you can't fuck with them niggas. But it's a movie. But it feeds into the narrative, and we're trying to change the narrative. We can't change the narrative as long as we got those type of movies. As long as those movies are the motherfucking, I ain't gonna say the normal, but those movies are more prevalent, then yo, shit ain't never gonna change. It's always gonna be a feud between black men and black women. It's gonna be a feud. We always gonna be looked at in an unfavorable light. People don't understand that though. People don't get it. They can't get it. Because motherfuckers comment and saying, you don't say nothing about Dirk. Shit, I done said a lot about Dirk. I done said a lot about rappers in general. The rappers that still rapping gangster shit and ain't living it. It's the difference when you living it. But you ain't rapping it. Yo, that's the issue. Because you're not subject to the same music or the same consequences of your music that the people are listening to, the people that's listening to it all. Now, if you rapping that shit and living it and you subject to the same consequences, rap that shit. Just be ready to stand on it like everybody under you. Tyler Perry does movies about things that he. If the black woman not struggling, she rich. And if she rich, the man struggling. The man bringing it down. Like, yo, and just look at the comments. That's all I'm saying. Go to them skits that do the same type of shit, that read the stereotypes, and read the comments. Listen to the women. Listen to the men. Man, that's why you can't trust them women. They didn't listen to it. They think it's real. Shit be fake as a bitch. People don't know how to separate that shit, man. That's the issue. That's the issue. They internalize it. Tyler Perry's whole catalog is about stereotypes of black people. His whole catalog. And that's cool. You gotta make your money. But switch it up some too, as well. But see, the problem is ain't no money in that. So at that point, what purpose are you? What's up, Key? Yeah, but that's all I had to say about that, y'all. Cause people saying that. What's up, Snake House? I don't even know what the fuck that is, bro. But yo, Diddy, y'all. Yo, they losing the narrative. They losing the narrative on Diddy trial, man. I just watched the T Tells girl pleading with her people to hold tight. It's not what it seems. I know it looks like the witness is not credible, but just hold on. It's not over yet. Man, Man, the prosecution is getting slaughtered in that trial, man. Because Diddy didn't sex traffic nobody. It's hard trying to prove something that don't exist. It's hard trying to prove something that don't exist. It's a much easier case to prove a murder if a motherfucker actually did it. If the evidence actually line up and back those claims. But they trying to force the world into believing that Diddy was a sex trafficker, but in reality Diddy just was an abuser. But that's not his charges. It's not charged with abuse. And I was saying earlier that at first I was saying Diddy need to testify, but I don't think he do now. He don't gotta say nothing else. His defense is tearing up, y'all. I'm talking about each witness got picked apart. Each so-called witness that I think is suspects have been picked apart on the stand. They released text messages of Jane explaining how much she loved the freak offs and she couldn't wait. Same shit with Cassie. They all enjoyed it, man. They all got something out the deal. They all knew, they was all fully aware of their decision making. They all was fully aware of it. They sacrificed their morals. They sacrificed their principles. You wasn't sex trafficked. You sold your soul. Who fault is that? If you're willing to sell your soul, it's gonna be people willing to buy it. That's just how that go. It's always gonna be willing. It's always gonna be biased, man. The market for soul selling is always gonna be available. You can't say you know motherfucking victim. but the coverage, if y'all know, the coverage is changing, man. And the people that been on this, Diddy's the devil and Diddy did this and Diddy is guilty, they slowly but surely had to back off their approach. They slowly backing off their approach. But they don't know how to do it, because a lot of them was so far right or so far left on the situation. It's kind of hard to, to turn back around and say, man, I think I may have got this wrong. Most people will never admit when they're wrong. Exactly, Key. Same thing. But is that a Myra? Is that what we want? Do we want to make that the normal? If you pay for a plane ticket for a girl, you sex trafficked her. Do we want to make that the normal? Because that's what the feds are trying to do. I don't think we want to make that the normal. I don't think we want to even make them to believe that you can start prosecuting people for that. Yo, you heard what Jane Doe said. A freak, the Wild King Nights or the Hotel Nights. They opened up Pandora's box. You don't want to open up Pandora's box, man. Certain doors are better left closed. Just because something illegal, that don't make it wrong. Or legal. Just because something legal, that don't make it right. It goes both ways. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's the angle they trying to take. Like, yo, they trying to change the definition of sex trafficking and make it more universal. And I believe, based off what I've read and based off what they already been doing, they're gonna be targeting black people. They already targeting black people with that shit. I showed y'all the numbers. Since 2012 to 2024, 53% of the convictions they got on sex trafficking been black people. Y'all think we sex traffic more than any other race? I doubt it. I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt that. Yo, I'm just saying, they losing control of the narrative, man. I'm just sitting back laughing because I've been telling people this is from the beginning. If y'all notice, everything I've been saying from the beginning is coming, we saying it in trial. From the very beginning. Yeah, I know, Tom. We talked about it. I think that was a play. That was a situation where it say, oh look, we not just talking in black, man. That shit was a play. They knew that man was 81 and had dementia. You feel me? Y'all just found out he was 81 and had dementia when y'all locked him up. Man, get the fuck out of here. They knew that shit when they pressed charges on that guy. How they allow him to get bailed on 10 million and Diddy can't get out for 50 million? He bailed out on 10 million. Diddy tried to give him 50. They no bailed him. 40 million extra dollars. Then the federal government is lying to the people saying that he was witness tampering. But at the time, the girl, 50 baby mama wasn't even a witness. So how the fuck did he tamper with her? How could, you know what I mean? Is there proof? Can y'all prove that Diddy known that y'all was going to reach out to her? Because from what I understand, from what the sister girl just said, she ain't started talking to the government till April. She was working with the defense for the longest time. So how the fuck with her when he didn't know she was going to be a witness? Or y'all didn't make her a witness yet. They didn't tamper with anybody. But that was one of the reasons they say he don't deserve a bond. Yeah, that you know you ain't hear nothing about that trial. The other two guys ain't get it. They still locked up, but who the fuck are they? They ain't the names. And then what happened with it? You don't hear nothing. The shit was fitted in the back. That was just a situation where they knew they did Diddy wrong. They knew people was scrutinizing it. So they motherfucking grabbed somebody else and hit him with what the Abercrombie dude did was worse than Diddy, in my opinion. It ain't no domestic violence, but that nigga was tricking men, making them think that they had photo shoots and they was ready to get a modeling gig. And he said he had them niggas in sex parties and was giving them niggas enemas and man, all type of weirdo shit. I think that nigga might be freakier than Diddy. I think, hold on. We might gotta revisit that. Diddy ain't the freakiest nigga out. The Abercrombie and Fitch dude is. You hear me? That nigga, hey, shit. What the fuck is up with y'all? Giving them itineraries. They going to modeling gigs whole time. They going to modeling gigs whole time. They going to sex parties. And his focus was straight men. Like he wasn't even looking for men in his community. That nigga wanted straight men. That was a qualification. They gotta be heterosexual. I think that's all it's about. I think that's all it's about, Tom. It's all this is about is embarrassment. Killing his image. Because Diddy will never be the same he can never be taken serious. Remember I said that a long time ago. Everything that I've been saying from the beginning is being shown. Y'all remember, for the people that was here and been here since the beginning? Everything I've been saying from the beginning is being shown in trial. When the world was telling y'all Diddy how many industry people gonna be implicated in the sex parties, I told y'all none. Who remember that? I said, y'all ain't gonna be no motherfucking, this ain't that. Like, yo, they misleading. And that goes into the media and what I was saying, particularly with this Tyler Perry shit. Like, yo, media is powerful, yo. Media can sway public opinion, yo. Media can sway perception. Media makes perception reality. You gotta be careful what you consume. Unless you what it is, but like I said, it ain't too many people that can do that. Large percentage of people internalize what they see and what they read. That's why it's so many women on this hate Diddy train, because a lot of them have been in some fucked up situations. But they gotta understand that this ain't that. This ain't that. This is the entertainment industry where people are selling their soul to be a part of it. Shorty was neglecting her child. She was neglecting her child to do something that she said she hated. What's up, Siobhan? Sean was looking for you. I'm ready to make you a mod, Siobhan. I think when it come down to Diddy, I think it just got to a point where I think it just got to a point with Diddy, and it get like that with a lot of them dudes. Like you said, when you got money like that, and you've been living this lifestyle and having different women for 20, 30 years, and you got women of your choice, I think it just get to a point where he just was, you know what I mean? For one, he wanted to see how far money could take him and what people would do for money, yo, because people do some strange things for money. And for two, I think he just got bored with additional sex. You know what I mean? Wasn't doing nothing for him no more. He had to spice it up. And he had the money to make his dreams come true. And if you wanted to be a part of that dream, you had a choice. He didn't make you be a part of it. You didn't have to be a part of it. You chose. You know, that dream, making his dreams come true, came with perks. Go ahead, 50 baby mother living in a mansion. She was living in a mansion, man. Before she was living in the mansion, she was living in a low ass hotel. She went from a 14 square foot hotel. 1,400 square foot, not hotel, apartment, to a 4,500 square foot house. But then saying she didn't benefit. What the fuck you mean you didn't benefit? They all benefited. Man, I told you. It was some girl from Chicago. I think she used to talk to Mimo or one of them Chicago niggas. She said, man, Diddy had the wrong bitches. It's women right now that shit. They be like, shit, I that fucked up as it sounds. It's not all women. Some out there. Diddy seemed that he was able to find one that was willing to do it. That's why he was so protective of him, because you can't do that with just anybody. You feel me? Ain't no anybody just willing to have sex with 4 men a night and then get up and do it again. Like that's rare, shorty in rare company. But she was well aware, like she was much older than she was 35. She's a grown ass woman. And you can't say, and she tried to say, well, you know, he was paying my bills and I ain't want my bills. Yo, whose fault is that? That's his fault. That you couldn't fathom the fact that if you stop freaking off, he wasn't his fault. You still got a decision to make. Like, are we taking all a decision making and all accountability away from these people? Like they ain't had no choice. And especially with Daphne. 50 baby mother. He gave her several options to leave. Y'all been telling her to leave for years. She never left. Said she loved him. She wanted to be with him. She started fucking the sex workers on her own. Went outside the freak offs and started fucking them by herself. Like, come on now. That shit bogus. Kid Cudi testimony should never been allowed in court. It should have never been allowed in court. There's no proof that he did that. I don't even. That's why I said Kid Cudi a rat. Cause what the fuck type of shit is that? You really just went there. You really got on the stand and accused this man of something that you don't even know if he did or not. It's no facts. When you ask somebody, he said he ain't do it. It was a female fingerprint on the bottle. I'm not telling who did that. He was fucking with Cass. He probably was dealing with another chick. She could have did it. What if we find out Diddy ain't even do that shit at all? The one girl lied about the balcony incident. All these people committed perjury. All of them got immunity. All these people got together and constructed a story. Look at what they just did. Look what they did to R. Kelly. Like, yo, the feds play a different game. It's a dirty game. It ain't about facts. It ain't about proof. It's if we want you, we're going to get you. And we're going to do whatever it takes to get you. The feds found out that R. Kelly was ready to expose the fact that they leaked this information to a federal informant, and a federal informant met up with Ezreal Clary and showed Ezreal Clary that R. Kelly was cheating. Changed the whole testimony. Started working for the prosecution. Like, yo, that's dirty as a motherfucker, man. Because that's right, it wasn't it? Hey, Myra, did you watch that live from last night when we read that R. Kelly paperwork? They trying to kill R. Kelly in that. Like, how do you do that? They stole the man's paperwork and gave it to a federal informant. The federal informant reaches out to Ezreal Clary, shares the information with her. Illegal. Somebody should go to jail for that, man. They lied to court. Talk about we just was made aware of an investigation into some stolen material. But they the ones stole it. But they ain't got no more information. We can't divulge it. But they got all the information because they the ones that designed it, they concocted it, they orchestrated it. The federal government did this. Then come to find out, they try to hire 2 hitmen to kill R. Kelly before the information came out. Yeah, we was on the live yesterday, Siobhan. Yeah, we was on live yesterday talking about R. Kelly. I'm just saying the fans played dirty. They played dirty with Diddy. They leaked the fucking video footage. They leaked the Cassie tape. They stole his privileged material. Same shit they did to R. Kelly. Stole his privileged material. They get outsider from outside the jail to come monitor R. Kelly phone calls, monitor his communications. Stole his shit and gave it to a federal informant. Yo, like, yo, how the fuck do they get away with that? R. Kelly gonna come home soon. Watch, the next 2 years. Next 2 years. Then the same federal informant met with both the witnesses. My federal informant working for the government. Met up with both the girls. Made them have a sit down. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, they had the girls have a sit down, man. The girl that R. Kelly was cheating with and Ezreal Clary. All this is in documents. All this can be proven. He spoke about it. He even said it on his own. I mean, under his own volition. Crazy, let's go. What's up, Chew Hefe? That's what it was. Diddy was bored. He wanted to spice things up, and he had Diddy. Yo, Diddy is no different than the porns, the motherfuckers that record porn. They ain't no different. He was Diddy. Diddy was a fucking. He was in the porn, man. He was in the role playing. He was in the videotaping. Like, yo, we just don't want the federal government has no business in your bedroom, man. Federal government has no business dictating what's moral and unmoral in your bedroom. What about the people that do bondage? And what about the hardcore porn industry? What the fuck do you call that? That shit been around for decades. When the fuck they gonna get a RICO? When they gonna get charged with sex trafficking and through force or coercion and all that shit? When the fuck that's gonna happen? Oh, I don't even know what I just said, Siobhan. I'm just saying. Yeah, because everybody else is co-defendants. Everybody else that's testifying are co-defendants. Like I always be telling y'all, they trying to pan them out as victims, but they co-defendants. They all committed crimes. They all got immunity. You don't grant people immunity if it's nothing to hide. People get immunity because they want to be void. They want to testify and be void of prosecution. There's no need to have immunity if you're telling the truth. There's no need to have immunity if you if there was no crimes being committed on your end. If Diddy committed these crimes, Capricorn Clark is a co-defendant. Cassie is a co-defendant. That 50 Baby Mother is a co-defendant. May is a co-defendant. They all co-defendants. What's the other dude name? The other guy that got on the stand. He's a co-defendant. These motherfuckers ain't they ain't victims. I don't remember, Shabbat. They're not victims. They was willing participants. Like before, the only victims are the sex workers. If there's any victims in Diddy cases, the sex workers, they was the ones being preyed on. They was the ones that didn't know didn't understand the capacity of what was going on. But they not claiming victim. They just was doing the job. Why you feel me? Why they not charged in the RICO? Like we ain't never seen this many motherfucking immunity deals since I know. Like everybody take down and ruin this image. Y'all willing to sacrifice everybody just to take Diddy down. Everybody else get immunity. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. Just come on this bitch and lie. You said it wasn't a play? I'm gonna check it out a little later while I'm working. DJ, you should be ashamed of himself, man. I wish Shorty would have slapped him. Them podcasts, yo, something gotta happen, yo, for them niggas to realize you can't. Like, I don't even understand what made him think it was okay to even pull a move like that. I'm glad it wasn't a play. That ended it. So no love. That ended the interview. The interview was over after that. Or did he sit back and continue? How long was the interview? You said free all criminals. No, you don't free all criminals. You free the motherfuckers that's locked up unjustly. Free Diddy. They got that man. That man probably had to spend. Diddy probably lost over $100 million. Fuck around with this case. He probably lost $200 million. The money he could have made and the money he spent. All because we know why. We know why. You know what I mean? All because he tried to go against a force that was bigger than him. that was doing him wrong. He had the nerve to speak up. He had the nerve to speak up. Yeah, he was out of line. He was out of line for that. I wish Shorty would have slapped him. Maybe they got some sense into his mind. How you gonna interview them niggas knowing good and goddamn well the situation? And then you so fucking stupid. He talk about, yeah, you know, I was King Von DJ. Nigga, what the fuck? Them niggas got real smoke, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe that shit fly in Chicago, yo, but every other city ain't on that. Like, well, I ain't gonna say every other city, but it's a lot of cities ain't on that. I don't like what he doing in Chicago, and them niggas letting them get away with it. Can't interview both sides. I don't know what the fuck Tristan News is talking about. Yo, you gotta interview both. No, the fuck you don't. You can't. Because they're not even interviewed. Interrogations. You can't talk to both sides. You can't talk to both sides about each other and play the middle. You know, you instantly. People used to get killed for that. There was a time people died for that. Now in the interview, in the podcast world, people done got accustomed to, I'm saying, well, you let them get their side out, let me get my side out. Yo, that is the dumbest way of thinking. I'd have never thought people would start thinking like that. No, nigga, if you interview me and ask me about yo, then interview yo and ask yo about me, the next time I see you, we're gonna have a problem, my nigga. That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. I don't know what the fuck happened now. Clout changed that. Everybody wanna have something to say. Yeah, DJ, I don't even. What part of Chicago is he from? Like he don't even understand the culture in Chicago. I don't even think he must be from like, you know, Chicago big as shit. He must be from like the outer part of Chicago, like the part that don't understand the part that he's interviewing or the part that he brings on this platform, because he be saying some wild ass shit and don't even be realizing it. All the people that died went up that bitch. Ain't take no accountability for. I don't fuck with y'all at all. I got on him when he did the Charleston White shit. You see what type of guy he is. Charles White was disrespecting King Von. You bring him on your platform, but you was King Von DJ. Nigga, you's a bitch. And you let him fake pull a gun out on you. Fuck out of here. That nigga do anything. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know, yo, the Diddy case is falling apart, man. And I said that Diddy need to testify because it was looking shaky that week when who the fuck was on the stand? Who the fuck was on the stand that week? I forgot who it was. But it was looking shaky. I think it was the mayor girl. Before it got exposed that she was lying. But I don't think he needed to say nothing now. I think the jury is focused and see what the fuck going on. I don't think it's gonna be hard to convince 12 people that he's sex trafficked. Yeah, people selling out for content, selling out for views, bro. That's the world we living in. Living in a world where people sell out for views. Everybody is doing it. Like, it's hard to even support any of these niggas because you never know when they gonna flip on you. Never know when they gonna flip on you. That's 1 minute they for you, for the people. They got a real message. Next minute they 607 on. Yeah, man. He like God damn, what the fuck happened to yo? They must have got to him. They must have waved the bag in his face. But what this shows, and I'm glad that I'm saying this shows that, yo, most of these people will take a bag. Like, fuck that shit they talking. All you gotta do is pay them. They'll change that shit. You feel me? You give them a couple thousand, yeah, they'll change their whole viewpoints on everything. Yeah, that don't make sense. My mother, this gotta be my mother. Yeah, that don't make sense at all. Like, they all left and came back. Every single one of them. Every single one of them back. They all said he couldn't leave. They say Diddy was death row. You know what I mean? We had this bitch to the edge. Like, ain't no leaving. Fuck, you ain't leaving. You either gonna leave off the roof, you gonna leave in the motherfucking body bag, but you ain't leaving on your own. Nah, on your own merits. Nah, we ain't doing that. Ain't no leaving, man. You feel me? Ain't no fucking leaving. That shit crazy. Yo, but shit, hit that like button, yo. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I'm ready to pull up at work. That took me 42 minutes to get here. God damn. That shit a long ass ride, yo. Matter of fact, I was outside for a minute. We're gonna try to get a live a little later for real. You know, trials start at 1 today. So we'll see. Jane Doe still on the stand. I think they're gonna finish breaking her down, breaking her testimony down. I'm intrigued to see. For real, what the prosecution need to do is to just stop calling witnesses. That's what the prosecution needs to do. Like, the more witnesses they call, the uglier this case is getting. They need to wrap up their case. Like what the girl said, the girl from Breakfast Club said that shit last week. You feel me? Like, they need to wrap it up because, yo, every witness they bring up, they just getting destroyed. I mean, I know who Jane Doe is. 50 Jane Doe, 50 baby mother. I ain't gonna say her name. You know, try to keep some journalistic integrity. I said her name a few times by mistake, but I try not to say her name. Jane Doe, 50 baby mother. Now we know why 50's so upset. And 50 was in love, and Diddy turned her into a motherfucking floozy. A motherfucking play toy. And then she was willing, and she was cool with that. You know, she just wanted more. You know, but it wasn't no more. And then he made that clear to her. Like I said, yo, when you live in that type of lifestyle, you got different women for different things. You know? You got the girl that who you drive a car. You got your girl that, you know, you get money from. You got your main girl who you can't get nothing from. That's just your girl. You ever understand? Like, it's just, you know, when you playing women. Diddy was playing women, and every woman had a different role. Her role in Diddy life was freak offs, but he didn't sex traffic her because she understood her role. That's what she knew, that she signed up for that. They signed a contract, a love contract. Alright? Sometimes, yo, you just gotta be careful what you ask for, man. Like I said, if it's anything to learn, from this situation, especially with women, you gotta be careful what you ask for, man. Be careful with where you place your values in. Because if your values is money and a lifestyle, yo, you might run across somebody that's willing to use that and leverage that against you. You know what I mean? Like I said, and I'm gonna end it like this. The soul market is always a booming market. If you're willing to sell your soul, there's always going to be buyers. And that's what she did. That's what all them people did that was around Diddy. They sold their soul for a lifestyle. They wanted a lifestyle, and they got it. They just didn't know that this lifestyle that you wanted comes with a price. But everything comes with a price. I mean, you want to sell drugs, you want to be a killer, hey, comes with a price. You might get your ass killed. You might gotta go to prison. That's the game. Yo, well, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. We're going to try to do a live later. It's another day. Keep it G News. And I'm out.